in 2016. So for New Zealand to win the series, they need to beat Australia by 21 points. If they don't, Australia will be the representatives of Oceania at the 2016 Olympic Games. Hang on, I just got to ask David Crocker one more question. Now, the losing team, there used to be like a pre-Olympic tournament that was held next year. Is that still the case? Yep. Yep. And it's usually in Europe, isn't it, or something like that? Yeah. Okay. Great. Okay, thanks, David. I just wanted to know. I thought that was the case. Yes, that's him. That guy there is Horacio. Do you want his name? I've got his name here. Yeah, that's Horacio Muratori, the FIBA World President, Argentina. Good to see he's wearing, what do they call those things? The greenstone, Poinamu. Yeah, he's enjoying himself in New Zealand and getting set for what should be a fascinating Trans-Tasman clash. Blah, blah, blah. All right, let's have a look at the squads. Are we going to have the starting fives on a separate graphic or no? Thank you. That's fine. I've got the starting fives in front of me right here. Tessa Levy. Oh, you can put them up now. So here's the Australian team, and these players are all quality players. The starting five is going to be Tessa Levy, number 5, Tess Madgen, number 6, number 7, Stephanie Talbot, Susie Batkovich, the captain, number 8, and Natalie Burton, number 9. That's the starting five for Australia. Lots of experience on the bench through Laura Hodges and Belinda Snell as well. And let's have a look at the New Zealand team, the same as which stripped the other night, of course. The starting five: Michaela Cox, number 2, Penina Davidson, number 12, Kalani Purcell, number 4, Natalie Taylor, the captain, number 8, Lisa Wall-Button, number 10. Get that order right. 8, 9. Coach is Kirani Kiriyama. Twelve, 4, 8, and 10. Of course. Right, I don't need that anymore. Right, Kane. Cap. Well, hello and welcome to the ASB Arena in Tauranga for coverage of the FIBA Oceania Women's Championship between New Zealand and Australia. This is game 2 of the 2-game series. And Australia, of course, winning game 1 in Melbourne on Sunday night by 61-41. So for New Zealand to get through to the Rio Olympic Games in 2016, they must win this game and win it by a margin of at least 21 points. That's going to be a tall order against this crack Australian team who were in good touch in Melbourne, completing a pretty comfortable 20-point winning margin. So a spot at the Rio Olympic Games on the line here for the winning team in this series. For the losing team, they will have a second chance at a repechage tournament next year. But that is a tough ask with several teams from around the world due to compete in that particular tournament and only a few spots available. By far the easiest path through to the Rio Olympic Games is to win the series, and it's going to be tough for New Zealand. They're going to have to turn around a pretty big disappointing shooting performance, in particular from Sunday night, where they shot the ball at just 21%. 14 attempts from 65, 14 shots from 65 attempts. Australia too won't be pleased with their shooting percentage of 29.2%, but they were good enough when it counted, and through their captain and veteran player there, Susie Bakovic, certainly well led this Opals lineup. And here is the Australian team, not as strong as it could be with several players unavailable due to WNBA commitments. Their starting 5 for this match will be Tessa Levy in number 5, Tess Madgen number 6, number 7 Steph Talbot will be starting alongside Bakovic, the captain, and Natalie Burton wearing number 9. Plenty of experience on the bench too with Laura Hodges and Belinda Snell in particular. The coach, very experienced, Brendan Joyce. And the New Zealand team, well, here it is. It's a younger team than their Australian counterparts. The starting 5 will be Michaela Cox, 2008 Olympian, Kalani Purcell, arguably the best player on that New Zealand performance the other night, Natalie Taylor, the captain, Lisa Warburton, number 10, Penina Davidson, number 12, and the coach, Kennedy Kiriyama. So good crowd in now at the ASB Arena for second to last match. Too far away from the national anthems, and the team's coming through their preparations for this match. And we have the FIBA World President in the house as well, Horacio Muratori of Argentina. Good to see him in Tauranga, New Zealand for this match. Hope you're going to enjoy our coverage here on Sky Sport tonight in New Zealand. If you're watching in Australia too, thanks for joining us. As we have a look at the Australian team wearing the green tonight, and New Zealand in the white.
Coach Brendan Joyce, assistant coaches Damien Cotter, Scott Butler and Laurie Jane. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you the New Zealand Tall Ferns. Number 9, Stella Beck. Number 6, Tessa Walkley. Number 1, Jessica Wygate. Number 2, Pamela Cox. Number 15, Megan Clay. Number 12, Penina Davidson. Number 11, Samara Gallagher. Number 7, Jordan Hunter. Number 14, Shavana Palvast. Number 4, Kalani Purcell. Number 8, Natalie Taylor. And number 10, Lisa Warburton. Coach Kennedy Kiriyama and assistant coach Aiko and Chris Lucas.
So the New Zealand team, a tough ask in this match. Standing by for the national anthems of both countries.
Please rise for the singing of the national anthems tonight. It will be sung by Elijah and Leilani Tula.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea, our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing. Advance Australia fair.
Please remain standing for the singing of the New Zealand National Anthem.
So a plethora of trans-Tasman clashes in the last few days. Another women's basketball clash. There are the referees for tonight's match. Miguel Gallardo on his left is Gavin Zimmerman, just having a drink of water before getting cracking is Tony Caldwell. Ferns a lot to prove after a 20-point loss in game one in the series. They're going to have to severely improve their shooting percentage. Three players just scoring 7 points apiece. Top scorers for New Zealand in game one. Cox with 7, Taylor with 7, and Pulvast, who was industrious in that first game, scoring 7 points as well. Big task ahead of New Zealand, as I've mentioned. Australia, of course, have a very solid team, but nowhere near as strong as it could be, with a number of players unavailable due to their WNBA commitments in Australia, in the United States. 3 other players not available either due to injury or unavailability. Lauren Jackson being one of them, of course, the legendary figure in Australian women's basketball. Penny Taylor, another very experienced player, not in the team at the moment. And Liz Cambridge, of course, has been well publicised across the Tasman. Is not playing in this series either. Kennedy Kiriyama, the coach of the New Zealand team. This is really the ultimate test for a New Zealand women's coach. And a rich history between these two teams, but it's all one way. New Zealand have only beaten Australia once in the past. That was back on 2008. 63 to 59. And it's been 38 victories in major competitions to Australia, none to New Zealand. So that just emphasises how dominant the Australians are. World number 2 at the moment. New Zealand world ranking of 22. That is the challenge that awaits this team right here, the Tall Ferns of New Zealand. Make no mistake, when Australia step on court against even a team like the United States, of course the #1 ranked team, they are expecting victory. That's how close they are being the world's best. Kennedy Kiriyama, a 31-year-old, been coaching this team since 2010. Started coaching back in 2007. but he realised he wasn't going to make it as a player. But he loves the game so much, he switched to coaching. Brendan Joyce, the coach of the Australian team, he's been a veteran coach in both men's and women's basketball in Australia, the former Wollongong Hawks coach. Coached them for 11 years. He's been the Boomers assistant coach. He's been coaching the Opals since 2013. So running through the starting fives for you again. For New Zealand, Michaela Cox, Kalani Purcell, Natalie Taylor, Lisa Ward-Button, and Penina Davidson. And on deck, on court first for the Aussies, for the Opals, Tessa Levy, Tess Madgen, Steph Talbot, Susie Bakovic, and Natalie Burson. Mixture of youth and experience in that Australian starting five. Just underlining the depth, Laura Hodges, Belinda Snell on the bench. Both players are three-time Olympians. That's how experienced the Australians can still, the experienced team they can still put out there, despite not having their best or some of their best players available for the series. So here we go, game two of the Oceania 2015 series between New Zealand and Australia. So game two underway in the FIBA Oceania series, and it's going to be the Australians with the first offensive play of the game. And back of it. Australia will want to make a quick start with a very good, strong shooting percentage. Nice rebound taken early. It was Davidson up for New Zealand. Now a chance for them to respond. This is Davidson again. Cox in possession now for the tall Ferns. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Now regained by New Zealand. So another chance to build something special in the early stages of this match. It's going to be a three-point attempt. Oh, easy. Weak side rebound by Davidson. She was on her lonesome there, and the first foul of the game comes. And it's caught against Tess Madgen. So Taylor in possession for New Zealand. Cox. Defensive rotation. It's going to be Bakovic that concedes another foul. So two early fouls conceded by the Australians. By Madgen and Bakovic. 34 years of age now, Bakovic. Been around a long, long time. Been playing international basketball since 1999. A long-range attempt, no good from New Zealand. Levy coming forward for Australia, the point guard. Now Burton. Talbot, the youngest of the players out there for Australia at the moment. It's a nice accurate pass into Bakovic. Referee Zimmerman will call the foul against Kalani Purcell, 20-year-old, in the United States and Utah at the Brigham Young University, and arguably New Zealand's best player on Sunday night. Purcell, the third of three sisters have all played basketball for New Zealand. Charmaine, one of her sisters, and the Australians open the scoring with 2 free throws to Talbot. In fact, to Bakovic, of course. So Australia come down, New Zealand come down court now. Taylor, captain into Purcell. See what the 20-year-old can cook up here. Cox, the New Zealanders finding it hard to break through that defence at the moment. No call against the Australians. Chance for them to build again. Maybe the 22-year-old, part of 5 players in this Australian team who backed up for the World Championships last year. So only 5 of the 12 backing up again. Won the bronze medal at the 2014 World Championship. Shot clock down to 5. Levy trying to weave some magic. She's got her own rebound. Chance for Australia here. And it goes to Batkovic. Big size advantage to veteran Australian there. She's got her own rebound. Taylor, though, steals it. And a foul's going to go against Susie Batkovic. Well, that's a bonus for New Zealand. Batkovic disappointed to be riding the pine early in the match, having conceded 2 fouls. So out there now replacing her is Laura Hodges. Purcell. Purcell, number 4, to Davidson. Oh, the communication not quite in sync there for New Zealand. And away comes Levy again. Hodges. So just the 2 free throws in the first 2.5 minutes of the game. Talbot just slightly long with that shot. Still will be Australian possession. Lots of experience. There'll be no panic at all in this Australian team with this slow start. Foul is called. And it's going to go against number 8, Natalie Taylor. Veteran player now, Taylor. Played at the 2008 Olympic Games for New Zealand. Debuted for the Tall Ferns back in 2007. So Madgen gets her first points. Tess Madgen. Brother Ben plays for the Sydney Kings in the Australian NBL. 2 out of 2 from the line for her. So 4-0, Australia leading. Still on 3 minutes in this first quarter. Purcell goes baseline, feeds ball button. That's good play from New Zealand. Bringing the crowd into the game. Purcell with the steal, but it's been stolen back. That's very good awareness from Levy. Talbot. Now Levy back in possession. Burton coming up high to try and set her a screen. Levy got the space she was looking for from Burton. It's a mid-range jump shot from Levy. Warburton. Nice move from Lisa Warburton, and that's a 3-point play right there. Nice finish, wasn't it? It's creating the uncertainty in that Australian defence. Warburton, 29-year-old, and one of many of these New Zealand players. 7 of them, in fact, on the 12-member squad at the moment, playing their basketball in Australia. She couldn't complete the 3-point play, though. So the score remains Australia by 2 at the moment. Early on, though. Just on 4 minutes played now. It's Levy. Short with that. Purcell with the loose ball. Taylor. There's Warburton again. She's going to go baseline, and she's taken steps, though. So that will be Australian possession. So Rachel Jarry is going to check into the game now. Oh, he's a very experienced and promising player. She's only 23, but a lot of play behind her at international level. Also WA experience, NBA experience with the Minnesota Lynx as well, Rachel Jarry. Big injury in late 2013 to her, and she recovered in time for the 2014 World Championships. Purcell with the rebound. So Australia not nailing those long-range shots at the moment. It's keeping New Zealand in touch with their trans-Tasman rivals. Loose ball picked up by Jarry. And Tessa Levy will settle it down again. Burton. This is Madgen. Hodges. Loose ball, and New Zealand come away with it. Chance for Taylor to scoot away. Australia back in big numbers, though. Here comes Madgen down, looking keen to go coast to coast there, but in the end, should be New Zealand possession. Madgen pleading with the officials. It was off in New Zealand hand. She's not happy with that call at all. So TV timeouts just being called at the score at 6 points to 4.
The first quarter of this finals match between the Tall Ferns and the Australian Opals.
Great job on the rebounds there. Next play we go on loop, okay? Loop. So let's get key.
We've got some prizes up for grabs in between all the quarters. We're going to have some dancing entertainment from the Wise as well. You've got the opportunity to dance along with them too, and your seats, prizes up for grabs, so make sure you get them.
So 6 points to 4 it is. Australia leading. Just on 5 minutes played in this first quarter. Excellent crowd in. Really is good to see a basketball game of this nature taken to a town like Taronga here in New Zealand.
Outside, right?
Lisa Warburton has scored all 4 points for New Zealand so far. 2 points each to Levy, Madgen and Batkovic, who conceded those 2 early fouls, remember. Subbed after 8 minutes. Still to 8 minutes still to play in their first quarter, rather. Enjoying our live coverage. Don't forget, tomorrow night at 7:30, it's the Tall Blacks versus the Boomers. Live from Wellington. Purcell, oh, that's a nice cut from Warburton. Australian defence not alert as it could have been on that occasion. Warburton finding some good gap and some good full court pressure coming in from New Zealand as well. Nice mid-range jump shot taken there by Laura Hodges. What's that margin? 2 for Australia. Again, the defensive rotation not going as well, and Purcell misses a layup she should have got. Taylor. That's going to roll in. Natalie Taylor on the board for New Zealand. The first player to score other than Lisa Warburton, who's got 6 points. So a solid start early here for New Zealand. And their shooting percentage the other night is just 25%. Not good at all. So that's going to be New Zealand possession. So Madgen with a foul, Batkovic 2, and Hodges has 1 as well. Cox comes down court. New Zealand still with their starting 5 with 6 minutes to play. No subs made by New Zealand in this game so far. Purcell, that's a strong move. She's a very strong player. And very promising too. She's only 20 years of age. Another foul. Jerry picks up her second foul. And that will take Purcell to the line, with New Zealand now in the bonus. Australia committing 5 team fouls. Batkovic 2 fouls, and 3 other players having 1 foul each. New Zealand can't convert at the free throw line. That's something they'll want to rectify. Madgen. Side it goes to Blitzards, who's out there. She's lured a foul out of one of the New Zealanders. It's gone on number 10, Lisa Warburton, her first foul. Good start from Lisa Warburton, 6 points. Really good effort from her. Been in the Tall Ferns for a long, long time. Number 10, Lisa Warburton. 10 years. Playing international basketball for New Zealand since debuting 2005. First substitution's been made, and Hunter is out there now. Jordan Hunter, the only New Zealand-based player in this Tall Ferns lineup. She plays for Auckland. Blitzarves at the line. Word this Blitzarves family in Australia has rich sporting heritage. Her parents are both playing for Australia. Her brother Mark plays for Geelong in the AFL. Here she is playing for Australia in the Opals lineup. Cox. Good pressure coming at the half court from Australia this time. Warburton needing to stay high to support her teammate. Hunter. 8 on the shot clock. Purcell, that's Davidson. Warburton's got to put up a long ranger here. Excellent defense from Australia. Levy supporting her teammates. That was a good all-round defensive effort of that play from Australia. Levy is out of the game, replaced by Kelly Wilson, the Bendigo Spirit player. Another player with oodles of experience in the Opals lineup. Since debuting 2007, number 4, Kelly Wilson, 31 years of age now. Australia moving down court. This is Jarry going baseline. Oh, how did she get through there? In the end, the referee, Miguel Gallardo, has called the foul against New Zealand. Miss Taylor committing her second foul. Brendan Joyce, the Australian coach. This is Rachel Jarry at the line. Debuted at the Olympic Games in 2012 for Australia, at the age of just 21. 12 points to 8 it is. This is a solid start from New Zealand. Cox. Cox gets her own rebounds. Bit fortunate there, Michaela Cox, but doesn't matter how it goes in, it's if it goes in. Wilson, double teamed, that means a player's open. That's a strong move to the hoop, but Blitzarves couldn't convert the layup. New Zealand come down court again. Good urgency by Michaela Cox. Alvast out there now. Number 14 for New Zealand. That would be New Zealand possession. There is Polvast, who was very effective at times in game 1 in Melbourne. Another young player for New Zealand. And it goes to Davidson. Muscles up Davidson on Blitzarves, who wins that battle. Blitzarves out to Jarry. Less than 2 minutes left in this first quarter now. Low scoring encounter again so far in this game. It's excellent acceleration, wasn't it? It's the long range attempt. It's just short. Up they go, crashing the boards. Solid rebound taken there by Bygate. And New Zealand race down court through Hunter. Cox. Bygate has it now. And this is Polvast. Making her debut in the Tall Ferns lineup in the series, Polvast. Hunter in there making a nuisance of herself, but Blitzarves did well. Down court come Australia through Wilson. Three-pointer is astray from Australia. Still nothing from long range for them. Davidson out to Cox. Cox is fouled by Wilson. Looks like it's going to go on Kelly Wilson. Just the officials Miguel Gallardo, in fact, no foul given. It's called travel by Miguel Gallardo. Well, initially it might have been a foul by Kelly Wilson, but in the end it wasn't. Australia going at 0 for 4 from three-point territory at the moment. Their field goal percentage is just 18%, 2 from 11. New Zealand going at 38%, 5 from 13. Australia will be concerned at the lack of execution on the offensive end. Jarry's right with that shot. Less than 40 seconds left in this first quarter. Hunter. Ooh, almost stolen up high here by Blitzarves. Purcell. Shot clock down to single figures again. Purcell. She is a handful, isn't she? Kalani Purcell. Really asks something of the defense all the time. Jarry is called for the foul. It's going to be Kalani Purcell who'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Well, the free throws, New Zealand are yet to land a free throw in the game. They've had 3 attempts at the line so far. Davidson's been a good performer for New Zealand so far. And comes Tessa Boagni. First year in the Tall Blacks team, and the name Boagni is well known to New Zealand basketball fans. Her father, Kerry, was a big star for the Saints, Wellington Saints, back in the 80s, alongside Kenny McFadden. Now Tessa Boagni playing for New Zealand. Purcell with 2 out of 2 from the line. We're locked up with 21 seconds left in quarter number 1. So Australia will have the last shot here. Should have the last shot of this first quarter. Wilson, pressured by Hunter. Hunter, that's a strong move to the hoop. A lot of experience in that basketball brain, Kelly Wilson. And she used it to good effect there. Hunter paid the price for coming up high. Wilson is very quick, as you just saw. And created a really strong opportunity for herself there. Earned herself 2 shots from the free throw line. Two out of 2 from the line for Wilson. So 8 seconds left in this first quarter. Full court pressure coming in from Australia. Here comes Hunter. Hunter. All the way, the foul. She's got the foul with 2.9 seconds left. Jordan Hunter showing what can happen if you're urgent and you play with intensity. Ebzery picking up the foul there for Australia, and that will see Jordan Hunter go to the line. Burton back out there for Australia. Jordan Hunter on the board for New Zealand. The 24-year-old from the Auckland Counties Lady Hawks. Veteran of Southeast Missouri State University in 2013. She's got her second point. 14-14. Would you believe it? Boagni. Oh! Tessa Boagni, a chance to give New Zealand the lead at quarter time. Just couldn't get the job done. 10 minutes of basketball done in this FIBA Oceania qualifier, and it's 14 apiece between the Tall Ferns and the Opals.
Feel free to get up and honey along with the 2.
Well, 14 points all. It's been a very competitive start for both teams. Purcell has been a real problem for Australia at the offensive end in particular, but it was Lisa Warburton doing all the scoring to start with. She started with 3 field goals in succession, 6 points to her. Taylor was effective as well, got the roll off the rim there to open her scoring for the evening. But the Australian team has been very even. No player scoring more than 2 points in this game so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players on the board so far for Australia, but no one has more than 2. Cox epitomised that New Zealand effort right there with that ugly but effective basket going in for her. So 14 apiece at quarter time. And New Zealand will be very pleased with what they've achieved so far. However, there's a long way to go in this game. And there is a lot of basketball now in that Australian Opals lineup. None more so than the coach, Brendan Joyce. Players like Hodges, Snell, been around a long time back of it. Multiple world championships and Olympians in that squad there. Throw that in. There's some younger players coming through like Sarah Blitzvars, Rachel Jarry, Steph Talbot who started. She's only 21, Levy 22. Plenty of depth in Australian basketball. Some of the players that are not available, just extraordinary. Rebecca Allen, Abby Bishop, Mariana Tolo, Kayla Francis, Leilani Mitchell, Jenna O'Hay, Erin Phillips, all of them playing in the WNBA at the moment. Then throw in Liz Cambridge, Lauren Jackson, Penny Taylor. There's an entire team missing for Australia. That's the quality of players they can put out in their lineup. Second quarter underway here in Tauranga. This is the FIBA Oceania Women's Championship between New Zealand and Australia. Australia winning the first game, remember, 61-41 in Melbourne the other night. This for New Zealand to automatically go to Rio. They must win the game by 21 points. And that was an impressive field goal right there to Laura Hodges. Offensive foul is called on New Zealand. Lisa Warburton, the player called. Much to the displeasure of Warburton, who didn't like the call. Miguel Gallardo emphatic with that call. So yes, Australia to get to Rio next year must either win this game or lose it by less than 20 points. Here's Purcell. She's lost control, and that's just off her foot. Oh, it's actually been ruled off Australia. New Zealand to inbound it. Purcell. Turnaround jump shot is not effective that time. By Taylor. Esbury is wide open and she's buried that one. This is where the Australians are dangerous. A three-pointer to Esbury, the first three-pointer of the game, and suddenly Australia up by 5. 14 apiece. 5-point game is cut to 2 by Michaela Cox. And New Zealand needed that, the tall Ferns. Very quick start from Australia after quarter time. 5 points inside a minute. New Zealand will be very thankful in their coaching staff. Kennedy Kiriyama. Michaela Cox burying that 3. It's going to be Australian ball with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Esbury is going to inbound the ball. Snell. Offensive rebound is taken by Bertovich, is in trouble. Jump ball. Davidson in there. A tough customer. Penina Davidson. Number 12. Currently playing her trade at the University of California out of Berkeley. There she is in there, getting stuck in alongside Lisa Warburton. So New Zealand get the ball on the rotation. Purcell into Davidson. Risky pass from Purcell. It's been turned over. And that was very smart play from Levy. That's experience right there. Basketball now. Throwing the ball into the legs of her opponent. Very good play from Tessa Levy. to ensure her team retains possession. This ball foul is called against Purcell. It's her second personal, Kalani Purcell. And Kennedy Kiriyama, the coach of the tall Ferns, taking no risks with Purcell. He knows how vital she is to this team. So Paul Vast is out there again for her second stint in the game. Jarry. In fact, that was Ebsbury, and now it's in the hands of Snell. She's a dangerous shooter from long range, but she's missed on that occasion. Away comes Cox on the break. Taylor lines the three up. Just a fraction long. Warburton. Johnny on the spot. Collects her 8th point. And that 5-point lead has now been eliminated. It's back to 0. Locked up again, but it didn't last long, did it? Through Laura Hodges. Much needed experience off the Australian bench. Foul on the Australian number 5, Tessa Levy. Good variety to the attack. It's not just a one-man band. It's not Purcell or Bygate as it was on at occasions during that first game in Melbourne the other night. We've seen Cox step up, Warburton. And Taylor as well at various times as well. So players who perhaps disappointed a fraction the other night in Melbourne performing a little bit better here in Tauranga so far in this match. Jarry's going to line up the three-pointer. But there's an offensive off-the-ball foul called. In fact, it was called on Jarry herself. Second personal for her. Interesting call by the officials on that occasion. Palvast. Good defense from Australia, man-to-man, you can see, working effectively this time. Warburton. Cox. Oh, Michaela Cox, the veteran player, having one of her better games for the Tall Ferns. She has 8 points. Warburton 8 as well for New Zealand. 16 of the points coming from those two players. New Zealand take the lead again. Remember, the margin was 5 to Australia earlier on in this quarter. Now New Zealand lead by 1. Jarry gives it to Hodges, and Hodges is starting to heat up a little bit, isn't she? 8 points to her. She's effective at the offensive end right now, Laura Hodges. Palvast into Cox again. Warburton, that's a nice move. Won't get the roll off the rim though. Well, Davidson has been called for a foul. Scrapping for the loose ball. North Harbour player, Penina Davidson. Look at this again. Well, that really was a layup that should have gone in from New Zealand. From Cox, or Warburton rather. So Kennedy Kiriyama again taking no risks. Davidson out of the game for the meantime. Bakovic is back in for Australia after those 2 early fouls. There she is with her hands on the ball now, Levy. Levy again. New Zealand earn a turnover. Holvast, exciting young player, just 19 years of age. Megan Craig out there now for New Zealand. Get the job done. Levy, back of it. Craig, uncontested rebound for New Zealand that time. Excellent pace to this game now as Taylor. It's it back to Cox. Wall button. Here's Craig with a mid-range jumper. Couldn't get the roll off the rim, and back of it with the easy rebound. It's a bit helter-skelter at the moment. Hodges. Jerry has it stripped out of her hands by Polvast. 7 seconds on the shot clock. And that's what Bakovic has done many, many times in her career. Very good mid-range jumper from her. Stolen by Jerry. Warbutton concedes the foul. The basket will count. Very nice from Rachel Jerry. So 4 points back-to-back gives Australia back the lead. And a 3-point play coming as well. Timeout on the floor has Australia leading by 27 to 23. So Australia enjoying a 6-0 run at the moment. 23 to 22 it was to New Zealand. Watch, the Australian can really turn it on when they want to. Excellent energy towards the latter part of this first half.
So you're inbounding this one.
Here's Kennedy Kiriyama.
Jordan comes down the sideline, the other side, the three for her. Now catches the middle, his three for her. It doesn't have to be rushed. If you do nothing about it, it's going to our breakout. If it's zone, we go into our motion. Motion. We work the ball inside. Defensively.
Brendan Joyce in there. Being the coach of this team, he's in his 3rd year as the Opals coach after switching being the men's assistant coach between 2001 and 2009. So he's a lot of experience. Brendan Joyce coached the Wollongong Hawks and the Gold Coast Plays in the Australian National Basketball League men's. So Jerry will go to the line to try to complete a 3-point play after laying that in. 27 to 22 is the score. Australia on a 6-0 run at the moment. 4 minutes and 49 to play. Hodges leading scoring for Australia with 8 points. Warbutton and Cox have 8 for New Zealand. Jerry misses the 3-point play. New Zealand won't be keen on seeing this deficit increase from here. Very important they stay in touch. That's going to help. Polvast with a strong drive. Reverts that to 2. Shavana Polvast is on the scoreboard for New Zealand. The tall Ferns. Off the ball incident here, Craig. It's been called for an off-the-ball foul. Megan Craig, a big body in there, and certainly can be very effective on a basketball court. Megan Craig, tallest player in that New Zealand lineup, 6'8" she is. Have a look off the ball here. Yeah, you can see the shoulder there, right in front of the referee, asking for trouble. And of course, New Zealand in the bonus now, having conceded, to Australia rather in the bonus, New Zealand conceding those 5 team fouls in this quarter now. You can see Australia have only conceded 2, hence the 2 little yellow bars under their name on our graphic for you. Imagine misses her first. She has 3 points in the game with that free throw. A bit of full court pressure coming in too from the Australians. Davidson. Back to Polvast. Gap closes. 8 on the shot clock as Davidson. Craig goes from the free throw line. Rebound taken by Laura Hodges. actually out rebounding Australia at the moment, 18-14. That's great play from Bakovic. Very useful move from her. Simple play executed to perfection from Bakovic. She has 6 points in the game now. Craig checks out. Bygate checking in for her. Jess Bygate from Nelson, number 1. Bakovic completing the 3-point play. 7-point game now to Australia. Starting to look a little bit healthier for the Opals now. Foul gone on number 14. That's Alice Kunik who's out there now for her first action. 6'2" from the Melbourne Boomers. Bygate, the inbound pass. New Zealand really finding that Australian defence tough to crack at the moment. Just as I say that, Bygate, she makes some mockery of what I just said there. 2 much needed points to the Tall Ferns. 5 points the margin to Australia. There's still about 3 minutes to play now, just over 3 minutes to play till half time. Well, Madgen had nothing but eyes on the basket there. She has 5 points, Tess Madgen, in the game. Davidson, Bygate. Ball fast. Makes the call with 6 on the shot clock. She gets the screen from Davidson. Oh, lovely left hand, but couldn't quite finish. Away comes Australia now. Jerry, just to put a move on her opposite, who was Cox, who got the rebound. Davidson. That's a strong move from Penina Davidson. Australia rotated their defence nicely there, back of it, switching with a teammate, but in the end, Davidson still got the job done. That was a nice left-handed layup. There's Kunik. Bygate is called for the foul. Kunik going to the line for another 3-point play. Kunik didn't play a lot the other night for Australia. He saw 2 minutes and 38 seconds of court time, but Davidson. Strong move in the end. Nicely done by Penina Davidson. All the Australians got a run in game number 1. Kunik, the player who was on the least. It's 2 minutes 38, as I mentioned. Another talented player to keep your eye on, a 24-year-old, and she's done what was expected of her, required of her. 2 free throws. Australia's free throw shooting has been absolutely perfect. It's 12 from 12 in the game. Outstanding. Here's Hunter. Bit of a mismatch there. Oh. New Zealand staying in touch. 5-point game it is. Stolen away, unfortunately for Purcell. Didn't quite get the roll that she was looking for. It's going to be a timeout on the floor. Let's have a look at the attempted steal by Purcell. Great hustle. Overcompensating with her balance. Pleading for the foul, but didn't get the call. Timeout it is to Australia with 1:36 left until half-time, 35-30. The score. Hodges has 8 points for Australia. She's the leading scorer. Bakovic has 7. Madgen 5. Leading scorer for New Zealand still. Will Button and Cox with 8 points each.
Here we go, Luke.
Over the stands. Yeah, you Come and grab some prizes from the Tauranga City basketball team.
20-point game it was the other night, remember? It's funny what the home court advantage does, doesn't it? New Zealand lifting from pretty disappointing effort in Melbourne the other night. Only 41 points they scored in the game. Not a great day at the office for New Zealand, shooting at just 21.5% in game number 1. Probably better in this game here. So Wilson. Ooh. Wilson needs help from a teammate now, and it's got just what she needed from Koenig. Madgen. Jerry. Here's Wilson again. Shot clock down to 8. Jerry's going to size up a 3. Ooh, that looked like it gone off New Zealand's Davidson's leg there, which it has, so it's going to be more Australian possession. Wilson. Shot clock down to 8 again. Oh, blocked by Purcell. Shot clock down to 2. Jerry is going to get it. That's a recovery and a half right there from Rachel Jerry and the rest of the Australian team. Example of what can happen on a quickly can turn on the basketball. Superb block from Purcell. Look at the awareness from Hodges. Jerry moved herself into space beautifully and finished it off superbly. Complete the three-point play. So less than a minute to play now, and this margin out to 7. Remember, it was 14 all at quarter time. 14 all, so Australia outscoring New Zealand by 7 in this quarter. Second chance play here for New Zealand with the shot clock at 5. Cox. Oh! Michaela Cox. No doubt in her mind what she was going to do there. She buries the 3. Another foul off the ball, and it's gone against Australia. Laura Hodges. Wow, a big call off the ball there. Hodges creating space for herself illegally, according to the officials. Chance now for New Zealand's Kennedy Kiriyama to sort out what play to suss out here with 29.7 seconds to play. Hope you're enjoying our coverage here on Sky Sport. Glenn Lama with you with the call. And this is a competitive game 2, isn't it? 37-33. Australia, get the feeling they've always just been a smidgen better in this game so far, but not by much. New Zealand hanging around, getting big buckets to stay in touch. Michaela Cox in particular with 2 important 3-pointers in this match so far. Australia winning the game the other day, remember, 61-41, just a 2-game series. So for New Zealand to get to Rio through the Oceania series, they need to win this game, New Zealand, and win it by 21 points. Australia will go to Rio if they win the game or lose by less than 20. That's the scenario. Remember, the losing team from the series will get a second chance next year at a repechage tournament. Not long before the Rio Olympic Games in 2016 in August next year. So New Zealand have a chance here with 18 seconds. You have 5-second differential between the shot and the game clock, which means Australia will get another possession. Purcell can't get it done. Now Australia can settle it down for one last play to end this quarter, and they will be very, very keen to go to the shed. 6 ahead rather than 4. Might even be 7. It is 7. Rachel Jerry with a 3-pointer That was a big play on the stroke of half-time from Rachel Jarry, the 23-year-old. Kennedy Kiriyama has a chat with the officials, but there's nothing he can do about it now. It's a 7-point game at half-time. It's Australia, the Opals, leading the Tall Ferns from New Zealand 40-33. So 40-33, the Australians have been tested way more than their match on Sunday nights, but in the end they still hold a healthy advantage on the scoreboard. It's a 7-point advantage, 40-33.
Which one do you guys want this? You gotta work for it. You gotta dance. I like you.
Well, this is Tauranga, the ASB Arena, and we're at half-time of the Tall Ferns Opals, Game 2 of the 2015 FIBA Oceania Series. At half-time, Australia leading by 40 points to 33. And we're going to have a presentation now of the under-16 FIBA Oceania Championships, which was held earlier today. Australia played New Zealand. A very close game up until the last quarter, when Australia came out absolutely on fire in quarter number 4 and put on a margin on New Zealand, which proved to be the match-winning margin. Up until that, it was 48-47 to Australia at three-quarter time. They ended up winning the game by 75-54. The score blowing out quite a lot at the end of the game probably flattered the Australians a little bit, as the New Zealanders trying to do anything they possibly could to get back into the match. So winning that game, Australia are through to the World Under-17 Championships in Spain next year. But that New Zealand team right there, they could hold their heads high after a very strong performance in the final of that championships.
Now for the women's silver medal winners, please welcome Burton Shipley, who will present the silver medals. Congratulations to the silver medalists representing New Zealand. Number 1, Charlize Ledger-Walker. Number 2, Joellen Howe. Number 3, Rihanna Rangi. Number 4, Kaylee Smiler. Number 5, Nicole Rusk. Number 6, Grace Simi Valfusi. Number 7, Sapphire Waido. Number 9, Tiana Clark. Number 10, Maya Wadling. Number 11, Kula Baudry. Number 12, Charlotte Whittaker. And number 14, Kendall Hedemeier. As well as coach Jodie Cameron.
So there's the New Zealand team, some real promising players in there.
Please put your hands together for the silver medalists from New Zealand.
Charlotte Whittaker had a towering game in their performance.
Now for the women's gold medal winners,
too.
please welcome Dr. Karen Patasi, who will present the gold medals.
So Tiana Clark is a player to keep your eye on too in that New Zealand lineup.
Representing Australia.
Nicole Rusker, very good leader. That guard from Otago. Kendall Hedemeier.
Number 4, Jasmine Shelley.
And of course Charlize Ledger-Walker as well, just 13 years of age in that New Zealand team. But here the Australian team, the winning team.
Number 6, Cassidy McLean.
And they'll be an excited bunch. Most of these players off to Spain next year.
Rebecca Pizzi.
The Under-17 World Championships.
Number 9, Akira Rowe. Number 10, Samantha Simons. Number 11, Lucy Cochran. Number 12, Nevada George. Number 13, Ezzy Magbagor. Number 14, Lara McSpadden.
There she is. Ezzy Magbagor, what a player she is.
Number 22, Taylor Mole. And coach Shannon Seabold.
Magbagor is going to be a player you're going to hear a lot about in future years. She's got so much talent. Long arms as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the gold medalists representing Australia.
Here we are, the Australian team, the winner of the FIBA Under-16 Championships of 2015, off to the Under-17 World Championships in Spain next year. Well, it's a great pleasure at halftime to introduce one of the legends of New Zealand women's basketball position, Leanne Walker. Leanne captained the New Zealand team, or represented New Zealand at least at the 2000 and 2004 Olympic Games. And Leanne, thanks for popping over. 40-33 is the score at halftime to the Opals. What have you made of the New Zealand performance so far?
I think the New Zealand team's playing exceptionally well, especially after their game in Melbourne. So they've really come on board this time to put it to the Aussies. I think their tenacious defence has kept them in the game. To be fair, I haven't seen Aussie miss as many outside shots or, to be fair, some easy looks as they are tonight. But again, that's down, you know, testament to the ferocity of the New Zealand women's defence.
So a 7-point margin. What do you think New Zealand have to do to not only get on level terms with Australia, but get ahead of them and win the game?
I think they just got to take it to them. You know, Susie was a little bit in foul trouble there. They could have, and you know, they had to sit Susie out for a little while, and Laura Hodges came in and anchored that team for them. But yeah, get to the rim more often than they are, attack the boards hard, and get after those rebounds.
All right.
when they've been doing that, you know, good things have been happening for them.
It certainly has. Let's have a look at some highlights of the first half. And New Zealand did come out of the blocks pretty well, and Australia were forced to really execute their offensive plays with some perfection, and we saw players in particular, Laura Hodges, really spark up off the bench, Rachel Jarry as well. These two of the more experienced players that the Australians have. They got Bakovic in early foul trouble, but New Zealand through Lisa Warburton and Michaela Cox, two of the more experienced players, really did lead the way at the offensive end of the court for New Zealand. Warburton has finished the first half with 8 points, Cox with 11 points, and Purcell, even though she's only got 2 points in that first half, she creates a lot of problems for that Australian defence. Davidson too here, number 12, has also proved quite effective at the offensive end as well. But in the end, the Australians, just towards that latter part of that first half, their experience and tenacity just started to come through a little bit stronger. But that New Zealand performance has certainly been a lot better here in Tauranga in game 2 than it was in Melbourne. So 30 points to 77, that's what we're playing for. That is the Lorraine Landon Trophy, which will be awarded to the winner of this series. Leanne, just before you go, quick word on your daughter, who was part of that under-17 team that we saw, Charlize Ledger-Walker. She's 13 years of age. She's got all of your basketball brain in her brain, hasn't she?
She's probably been playing for 15 years, to be fair. Born on the side of a basketball court, both of them were. Crystal's my other daughter, who was part of the Tall Ferns squad, but you know, she's been playing ball for a long time, and she has got a pretty high basketball IQ. Tells me what to do often. Exactly. We're looking forward to seeing her career progress in the next little while. Coming up in just a moment, we'll have the second half here. The Opals versus the Tall Ferns, 40-33. Australia in front.
Not just for the Tamariki either, adults, get up out of your seats as well. You're listening to DJ J. Russell on Mark, the hottest hip-hop and R&B. Two more balls to get away before you get out and use the corner.
Well, we're standing by now for the third quarter here at the ASB Arena in Tauranga. And it is the Opals leading the Tall Ferns 40-33 in the Game 2 of the FIBA Oceania series. Winner through to the Rio Olympics. Bakovic out there, back for Australia. Leading scorer for Australia at the moment is Jerry. 9 points. Hodges has 8, Bakovic 7. And the leading scorer for Australia, for New Zealand, is Michaela Cox with 11. Lisa Warburton 8. New Zealand shooting at 42% in the first half. Australia 39. Third quarter underway here in the FIBA Oceania qualifying series. New Zealand versus Australia. It's Australia by 7. It was 14 apiece at half time. 14 apiece at quarter time. And New Zealand being outscored by the Australians 40-30. Pretty confusion here to start the second half. And that is not what New Zealand was needing right there. An early foul to Lisa Warburton. She was on 3. She's now on 4 fouls. Just what New Zealand wasn't looking for. So one of their leading scorers out of the game. Back of it. Tough move from her. Rebounded by Burton. Messi. Just about every player on the court in there. That'll be Australian ball. Crowd really trying to lift the Tall Ferns. Make a good start to this third quarter. As Levy picked up by Burton. Another foul against the Tall Ferns. And that's going to go against Jess Bygate. And that's her third foul. So some of New Zealand's big players in the front court are in foul trouble now. Bygate picking up her third foul. Warburton in the fourth foul already. This is Natalie Burton. At the line, hasn't scored in the game yet. She has now. Australia out by 8. Cox caught right on the halfway line. Taylor. Natalie Taylor. Nice little reach-in foul has been called against the Australian Rachel Jerry. A hectic start to this third quarter. 3 fouls already in this side of minute. Jerry's going to check out. And on comes Ebsary. Katie Ray Ebsary is back out there. That's a nice inbound pass. Oh, Bygate gets a roll off the rim. She has 4 points in the game, Jess Bygate. Imagine for Australia. Nice jumper. Didn't get the roll off the rim. Hunter. In fact, it's Cox with the uncontested rebound. Cox going coast to coast, perhaps. It was on the side of caution eventually. Bygate up high for New Zealand. Taylor. Natalie Taylor. Luring a foul out. Another foul out of the Australian team. It's going to go on Katie Ray Ebsary, the 25-year-old, who plays in the WNBL for the Sydney University Flames team. Good rotation already to this Australian team who early in this third quarter. Hodges back out there, who's such a cool customer. Australia's free throw shooting has been a feature of the game so far. 14 from 17. New Zealand are now 5 from 11. So Australia outscoring New Zealand significantly in that area. Taylor! Imagine with a loose ball rebound. Levy will settle it down for the Opals. Hope you're enjoying our coverage here on Sky Sport. Live coverage. Game number 2 here. FIBA Oceania series. You're watching in Australia. Hope you're enjoying the coverage as well. Kayla Cox is called for the foul by Tony Caldwell, the official. Cox's first foul in the game so far. So 5 fouls already in this third quarter. Another foul, this time goes against Kalani Purcell. A few New Zealand players just slightly get into foul trouble. Warburton's definitely in foul trouble. She's conceded 4. Purcell and now Bygate, who's still on the court, are on 3 fouls each. Levy, back of it with a deep 2, and she's got it. Just the 2 points though for back of it. Takes the score to 8-point margin. Cox. Oh, gets the roll. No, she doesn't. Miracle basket was close to being, but not to be. Imagine. Strikes down court for Australia. Chance for them to get to perhaps 10. A 10-point advantage. Hasn't been double digits in this game yet. Back of it, inside. Beautiful pass to Hodges. That gets the Australian bench to their feet. And it's forced a timeout from New Zealand coach Kennedy Kiriyama. What a start to the second half. It was 40-33 at half-time. Now it is looking good for Australia, who've really kicked clear now, haven't they? 45-35. Pressure on this man now, Kennedy Kiriyama. Things have not gone to plan at all since half-time. 4 fouls already conceded by New Zealand. That shooting outside has been exemplary from Brakovic. You can see that deep 2 there. Lovely pass from Brakovic. Scorer, then provider. Susie Brakovic, all those years of experience, 34 years of age, 3-time Olympian, 2-time rep at the World Championships. Brakovic also played in France, Spain, Russia, Italy, and 2 stints at the Seattle Storm in the WNBA as well. Brakovic, her experience coming through in spades since half-time. This man here, Brendan Joyce, be much more comfortable about things now.
Who here at the Vegas Arena knows how to whoop it that day? Okay, receiving.
45-35, exactly 7 minutes to play in quarter number 3 here in Tauranga. Bygate, inbounds to Taylor. Some good pressure coming. Cox now has possession for New Zealand. Bygate. Holvast back out there now for New Zealand. The debutante in 2015. Shot clock down to 4 seconds. Cox. Excellent defense from Australia. Cox in a mismatch there with Brakovic. So not only Australia improving their performance at the offensive end, but improving their performance at the defensive end. And that was a perfect example of what they've done to lift their performance all round since half-time. Brakovic in there competing for the rebound, but New Zealand have it. Ball fast. Davidson. Penina Davidson back to Jess Spygate. Now Taylor. Again, New Zealand having real trouble getting anything going. And it got the outside shot from Natalie Taylor. Just a two-pointer from Taylor. Her fourth point of the game, and New Zealand needed that. Nice ball rotation. Jerry. In fact, I couldn't quite get finished. That time it is finished from Tessa Levy. That earlier shot from Esbury just rimming out. Levy making absolutely no mistake, and now 11 is the margin. Australia starting to look comfortable now on the scoreboard. Really looked good since half-time. Cox. Just salvaged by New Zealand. And the shot clock has expired. Confusion all round here. And Miguel Gallardo here, the official, trying to get things sorted out with the officials on the bench here. It's got to be Australian possession. It's been ruled a shot clock violation by New Zealand. And the New Zealand bench not pleased with that call at all. Bakovic, yes. Another two to Australia. Paul Vast. New Zealand starting to unravel a slight fraction here as Hodges. Thank you very much. Laura Hodges really squeezing New Zealand out of the game. Australia absolutely dominant right now. And that score has blown out big time. Lots of confidence in the Australian camp spring to their steps. And New Zealand sit down in a much needed timeout as they try to stop Australia's momentum, which is rampaging at the moment. 50-37 with 4 minutes 45 left in quarter number 3.
All right, this is the practice squad right there, everyone. The next line is a foul on the timeout. We'll see everyone in the SB Arena doing the rookie.
Big pressure now on Kiriyama. It's a 7-point game at half-time to Australia. Now it's 15.
The next line are always Arena.
He rolled the dice, Kiriyama, with Lisa Warburton in that to start quarter number 3 on 3 fouls. And she conceded a foul within her first few seconds.
Expect the shooter with 50 to be open. Oh, no, sorry, it'll be Nat. Listen,
So he now has to deal with one of his most effective players, scorers offensively, being out of the game pretty much for the rest of this quarter, and he'll have to roll the dice, one would suspect, pretty soon. And getting Warburton back into the game. Interesting to see if he does it in this quarter. Because, of course, if he leaves it too late, the game could be well and truly gone. And we might argue it's heading that way fast. Could be in that direction well and truly already. Australia looking comfortable now, 52-37. They've been solid as a rock since three-quarter time, with half-time. Craig back out there to bank some bodies, and that's not going to please coach Brendan Joyce. Defence breaking down on that occasion. Taylor with the easy layup. Here's Madgen, Bakovic with another deep 2. I think that's off. Ooh. Ball has gone New Zealand's way. Off the hand of Kelly Ray Emsbury there. Cox. 52-39, New Zealand trail by 13 points. Taylor. Double team, that means the player's open. Tessa Lavey called for her second foul. Australia have only conceded 2 or 3 fouls now in this third period. Taylor tries to work off Davidson. She's short with the shot. Purcell in there picking up the dregs for New Zealand. Cox. There's 6 on the shot clock. Michaela Cox from long range. Much as the Kiwi fans would love it to be a three-pointer, it was well inside that, so just... Now Cox again. Cox is playing superb for New Zealand. Really is asking questions, playing with a lot of courage and heart. Keeping her team in the mix. Another timeout's been called. And New Zealand only scored 41 points in the game the other night in Melbourne. And they've got 41 points, still 2 minutes and 54 seconds to play in quarter number 3. That's how cold they were the other night. Despite that improved shooting performance, they've still got a heck of a lot of work to do to beat this crack Opals lineup. Remember, a place in the Olympic Games next year is on the line in this series. Australia, only a miracle would see them lose the possibility of getting to the Olympic Games from this series. Absolute miracle. History would have to be created by this tall Ferns lineup. What New Zealand will want to do more than anything is play this game out in a professional, committed way. Don't forget, at this time tomorrow we'll be in the midst of, I'm sure, it'll be another brilliant trans-Tasman clash. New Zealand versus Australia in the men's Oceania Championships from Wellington. Prior to that, to the under-17 Oceania Championships go on the line between Australia and New Zealand as well, for the men's as well. So 2 cracking games coming up tomorrow for you as well. All live here on Sky. David has 13 in the game. Eases that lead back out to 13 as Taylor tries to put a number on Batkovic, and Davidson from the free throw line. That's got the roll that New Zealand are looking for. 2 minutes left in quarter number 3. Australia up by 11. Ebsbury. Now Snell in possession. Belinda Snell, another 3-time Olympian in this team. Lavey trying to work off a screen from Batkovic. A rare turnover for New Zealand in this quarter. Can they turn it into points? Taylor with a good look at a 3-pointer. Just a touch long. Snell. Batkovic up high, trying to set her teammate a screen again. Hodges, she's just got a hot hand in this game. 14 points for Laura Hodges, the captain of the Australian team. She's going at 67% from the field in this game. 6 from 9, Laura Hodges. Great stuff from her. And Brendan Joyce will be a happy man with how his team's performed in this quarter. Might not show it on occasions Brendan Joyce, but I'm sure he'd rather be in front by 13 points than behind by 13 points. This is Kalani Purcell at the line, one of the brightest prospects in New Zealand basketball. Debuted in 2013 as an 18-year-old. Gets 2 out of 2 from the line, Kalani Purcell. Into the last minute of quarter number 3. New Zealand trail by 11. Margin at halftime, remember, was 7 in favour of Australia. This is Wilson. Shot clock down to 7. It's Hodges again. Oh, Laura Hodges. She is having a whale of a game. 16 points. What a tremendous player, Laura Hodges. 31 years of age. Has WNBA experience at the Connecticut Sun, as well as Purcell. Sizes up a mid-range jump shot. Both teams playing with reasonably good quality at the moment, must be said. That was a good finish from Purcell. She has 6 points for the Kiwis. So Australia will set it for the last shot here with 7 seconds to go until the end of quarter number 3. Ebzery is going to put it up. But that is quarter number 3. And New Zealand out of time to put up a shot. 11 points to Australia. So New Zealand got it out. Australia got out to a 15-point margin at one point, but in the end it's 11 at three-quarter time, 58-47 in favour of Australia.
So right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a hamper from the presenting sponsor, Swiss, to give away. The hamper includes the Swiss range of premium quality vitamins, supplements and health products. And what we're going to do for this is that I need everyone in the ASB arena.
So quarter number 3 has belonged to Australia. Bygate got an early basket for New Zealand, but Australia really came out with renewed enthusiasm and energy and a greater defensive intensity, which New Zealand found really tough to break. Early in quarter number 3. Good range to the attack of Australia too. They were effective outside through Batkovic. Then we saw Hodges down low there. Cox and Taylor did well to try and keep New Zealand in touch. But Australia's all-round game proving too good in quarter number 3. There's a 7-point advantage at half-time, and now it's 11. As I mentioned, New Zealand did well to really stop the rot. It could have gone away from them really big time, in fact. Davidson, Purcell in particular, proved effective at the offensive end to narrow that gap from 15, as it was at one point, down to 11. Vakovic being one of the stars. She has 13 points. Laura Hodges, though, she has been absolutely outstanding off the bench for Australia. 4 rebounds as well in the game to Laura Hodges. And she's going at 16 points. Shooting the ball at around 70% at the moment. And it's outside shooting from her, and also in the paint as well, where all-round game has been on display here for the fans here in Tauranga.
For the final quarter of this championship at ASB Arena, makes the most for the Tall Ferns one more time.
So here we go with the final quarter of the game. Final quarter of game number 2 here in the FIBA Oceania Women's Championship between New Zealand and Australia for 2015. Australia leading by 11. They won the first game by 20 points. So New Zealand are going to need shots like that to drop. They can't afford to miss, because not only can they want to get to Rio through the Oceania Championships, they must not only win this game, but win it by 21 points or more. Highly unlikely. Only a miracle would see that from happening. Australia seemingly set for another appearance at the Olympic Games, so New Zealand want to complete this game with some dignity, and that will help from Michaela Cox. Another three-pointer to her. That's her third of the game. 16 points to her. But it's been a much better performance from New Zealand in this game than it was in Melbourne. And Australia have been made to work hard. Bygate picks up a foul. That will disappoint her. Jess Bygate, that's her fourth foul. Just got the body shot on it. Her opponent on that occasion. Imagine. Now Jerry. This is Levy. Here goes Hodges again. Well, for once, she misses. But barely. Purcell goes baseline. Offensive foul called against Kalani Purcell. No, in fact, it's gone against Bygate for an off-the-ball illegal screen. And Bygate will be fouled out with 4 points next to her name. Let's have a look off the ball here, Bygate. Yep, just putting a nice little nudge on Levy there. Or was it Madgen? I think it was Madgen in the end. So Bygate gone from the game. Has brought Warburton back out there. Lisa Warburton, she's on 4 fouls as well. Jerry. Hodges and Cox getting tangled up. That's going to go against Michaela Cox. Oh, what a steal! Belfast. That's commitment right there that Kennedy Kiriyama wants to see from all of his team right to the conclusion of this game. Win or lose. Shavana Pulvast. Remember, is debuting for the Tall Ferns in this 2015 season. Warburton with a left hand. Jerry on the break, but 2 players already back for New Zealand. Lot 2 for the Australian players to play for, remember, as well. Not only the win, and to secure the team a spot at the Olympic Games as Levy drops a 3-pointer. But of course, a lot of these players will be playing for their spots at the Olympic Games, knowing the fact that there are many WNBA players in Australia who are not in the series. Off the ball fell by Warburton, and she's going to be on 4 fouls. Was that foul gone against? Just trying to see who that foul was on. We'll come back to that in a minute. A lot of players, even Lauren Jackson herself, the veteran player, even though she's been racked with injuries in the last 18 months or so, all sorts of injuries, she is still motivated and keen to try and get to the Olympic Games next year for Australia. Go to her 5th Olympic Games. What an achievement that'll be. Oh, that's Madgen that time from the corner. So a lot for the Australian players to play for as well over the next 12 months as Olympic spots go on the line in the world ranked number 2 team. Paul Vast off the glass. Odds on that not all of this 12-member squad for Australia will make it to Rio next year with all of those WNBA players. I'd expect very keen to represent Australia again. That's a nice move, isn't it? That was Natalie Burton that time. That's going to go against Katie Ray Ebsary. Purcell checks out for New Zealand with 6:36 to play. She has 6 points for New Zealand. Purcell, 3 fouls. Crowd rise for the Tall Ferns one last time, perhaps, in this game. All vast. It's Taylor. Can't get that job done. Perth Davidson gets the fortuitous rebound. Cox just a touch short. Got to be New Zealand ball. New Zealand will still get another chance to get to the Olympic Games next year through a repechage tournament next year. Taylor. Hodges with the rebound. What a great game she's had, Laura Hodges. Ibsbury. Levy. Strong move from Ibsbury baseline. Australia starting to look very good again. Here's Davidson. Nice move from Davidson. See that defensive intensity? It's not quite there from Australia at the moment. No. Smart basketball will close this game out. Another win over the Tall Ferns. Just a defensive rotation, timing not quite right there for Penina Davidson. Just concedes another foul. Nina Davidson from the Harbour Breeze. Playing at the moment in Berkeley, University of California, averaging 3.3 points per game. In her career there so far. Levy. Susie back of it. Oh, easy. A classy move from Bakovic. 15 points for her in the game. They just hold it for the meantime to sort out the shot clock, which hadn't restarted from that previous basket of Bakovic's.
You have to take it down a little bit.
So play's going to resume with 20 seconds left in this on the shot clock, and Cox in possession for New Zealand. Cox gives it over to Taylor. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Will Button double teams. Cox now got 2 seconds to put up a shot. Whoa! 21 points now to Michaela Cox. 12 of them 3-pointers. Michaela Cox doing a fine job for New Zealand. Davidson goes for the steal. Bakovic can't get the roll off the rim. Here's a chance for New Zealand to launch a fast break. Taylor. Natalie Taylor, the 32-year-old. Here's Davidson. Risky pass that time from Davidson. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor. Brendan Joyce wants to talk things over. There's Cox with that 3-pointer. Just unleashing before the shot clock expired. Timing to perfection from Michaela Cox. In the New Zealand team a long, long time, Michaela Cox, since 2006. Plays for the Townsville Fire and the WNBL in Australia. Michaela Cox. There's a few characters in the crowd tonight, isn't there? Three-pointers have been a key. It's not so much the volume of them, or the number of them, but they come at very crucial times and from a range of players as well. Levy on that occasion, we saw Jerry. Madgen as well has got one. There she is here, Madgen. And they've come at crucial times, as I said, just to give Australia that extra breathing space. Particularly in the first half when things were quite tight. 14 apiece, remember, at quarter time. And a low-scoring, defensive-dominated first quarter. Since then, the game has loosened up a little bit, got a bit more offensive-orientated. Remember, it was only 61-41 the other night in Melbourne. 70-59 is the score here with 3:50 to play. So a lot more points in this one. Hodges off the pass from Bakovic. Nice scrambling by Talbot that time. Little teardrop doesn't fall for Bakovic. And New Zealand through Cox. She's got 21 points, Michaela Cox, and she's hungry for more. Davidson. Purcell back out there now for New Zealand. Probably should have taken the shot there, Kalani Purcell rather. Ebseri, Bakovic. It's going to be a jump ball. It's going to come back in. I think Bakovic has just maybe whacked her head on the floor there. The veteran player. Oh, she's got a knee in the head there. Natalie Taylor's knee it was. So Levy off the inbound pass. Jerry. Been an entertaining second half, and Ebseri, that's very good baseline play from her. As Cox comes down court for New Zealand. Inside the last 3 minutes. Don't forget, folks, tomorrow it's the Tall Blacks against the Boomers in Game 2 of the Oceania Series. Woolbutton has double digits. It's her first points in the second half, Lisa Woolbutton. She had 8 in the first half. So the Tall Blacks Boomers Game 2 from Wellington tomorrow night. Really looking forward to that clash. Hodges is going to go to the line to shoot 2. Foul has gone against Davidson. Fought hard, Penina Davidson, in this game. Certainly can't criticise the New Zealanders' lack of commitment and courage in this game. They would have had a point to prove, not only to their family and friends and supporters after Sunday night, but to themselves more importantly. As Hodges grabs another 2 points from the free throw line. And Australia going to settle it down, and they're happy lads and happy women now. Brendan Joyce and his coaching staff, assisted by Scott Butler and Damien Cotter. And also Laurie Chisek as well. Are a happy bunch at the moment. They know another Olympic appearance is in the bag. Remember, they are the world #2 ranked nation, just behind the United States. And at full strength, they are a quality side. Remember the World Championships last year, Australia finished with the bronze medal. They had the misfortune of meeting the United States in the semi-finals, lost by 12. They bounced back though to win the bronze medal. They thumped Turkey by 30 points. But only 5 players from that World Championship squad are backing up here in this series. Those 5 players: Levy, Burton, Jerry, Hodges and Snell. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see when Liz Cambridge comes back into this Australian team. She's a London Olympian, of course, and certainly going to be fascinated to see what happens there.
2 minutes and 21 seconds left in this match. Ainsbury Arena.
Cambridge putting on the green and gold for Australia at some point in the future. Still 2 minutes to play here, New Zealand. Will still be wanting and believing here that they've a chance of coming back. I mean, you have to have that attitude, no matter at what stage the game or the score is. Australia too will want to complete this with professionalism and high quality. Brendan Joyce, the coach, demanding that of his team right now. 6 on the shot clock. Levy, Burton, that's a nice pass into Hodges, who smashed Taylor. Foul could have probably gone on several New Zealand players right there. And in fact, Cox is called for the foul by referee Miguel Gallardo. Woolbutton will be relieved that it wasn't her. She's out there with 4 fouls, Lisa Woolbutton. Hodges again at the free throw line, collecting another 1 point. Hodges has 19, leading the scoring for Australia. Bakovic's 15. Levy and Madgen have 8 apiece. Jarry has 9. Hulvast. Taylor with 6 on the shot clock. Davidson, mid-ranger. Sweet shooting there from Penina Davidson. 8 points to her in the game. Leading the scoring for New Zealand, Michaela Cox with 21 points. It's a nice move from Levy. Jarry. Strong move. Couldn't complete the job. Stolen nicely by Levy. Inside the last minute, Australia up by 12. Off to the Rio Olympic Games, Australia. Once again, about to be crowned the FIBA Oceania champions. Here comes Michaela Cox. Hulvast. That would have been a miracle layup, but not to be. 12-point margin. It was a 20-point margin on Sunday night. Much stronger performance from New Zealand in this second game, it must be said. Oh, Hodges apt that she buries a 3-pointer, and apt that she goes to 22 points. What a performance from Laura Hodges, leading from the front. And here she is, she's going to end the game with another basket. Well, she's been the star for Australia in this game, and she scored the last 5 points. A terrific performance from Laura Hodges and the Australian team. The last 5 points has blown the score out to 80-63 as the full-time score. In the end, Australia too good, but a much better performance from New Zealand, who've come through after a pretty disappointing performance on Sunday night, but have really come through with a solid performance, didn't disgrace themselves, and All of those 12 players who got out there gave it their all. So Australia off to the Rio Olympic Games in 2016 as the FIBA Oceania champions. And Laura Hodges, how about the performance from her? 22 points. Leading scorer in the game. Michaela Cox, 21, the leading scorer for New Zealand. A fine match from her. Great support for this Tall Ferns team here in Tauranga. But in the end, it's been the Australians who have prevailed. 80-70 to 63. So the highlights of the fourth quarter, New Zealand for how. But in the end, an all-round performance, particularly from outside, Levy, and we saw Madgen as well. There's Madgen there with a three-pointer. Ebseri drove hard to the basket as well. A lot of Australian players stood up. Davidson featured quite strongly in the fourth quarter. Bakovic got baskets when she needed to as well. 15 points to her. And Cox with 21, certainly the leading scorer for New Zealand. Will Button chimed in with 10. But Hodges, what a finish from her. Fast break, three-pointers, effective down the lane. Laura Hodges leading the Australian team to victory by 80-63. Well, with me now is Laura Hodges, the captain of the Australian team. Laura, personally, a great performance from you, 22 points. You'll be very pleased with how you played.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really happy with how I played, but I'm happy with how my team played. It's like the Tall Ferns came out and they were physical, they were strong, they were tough, they had a great game plan, but we stuck together and I'm really happy to get the win.
Yeah, particularly in the start of the game, the New Zealand team certainly defensively kind of manned up a lot, didn't they, than compared with the other night?
Yeah, they really clogged up the keyway and it was really hard to drive or get any easy shots inside, and that's a great game plan for them. And we just had to grind it out to the 40 minutes.
Well, the Aussie team off to the Olympics again next year. I guess that's no surprise, but you guys have got a lot of competition, a lot of players in the WNBA at the moment who will probably be keen to come back in next year, right? So there's going to be a lot of competition for places. We
have a squad of 34, so the Opals is a big squad and it makes it competitive, but we have to have a big squad because everyone's playing overseas or in the WNBA, and so things happen. So it's good for the young girls to step up tonight, but everyone's going to be fighting for that spot in Rio.
And you included, I guess?
Yeah, definitely. I'll be fighting to try and make the team, and I've been to 3 Olympics, but I really want to go to 4.
Well, Laura, congratulations on the win tonight. Well done on the winning the series yet again.
Oh, thank you very much, and it was a great crowd tonight, and a respect to the Tall Ferns. They did a great job.
Well done, Laura. Laura Hodges there, the captain of the Australian team. All right, well, we've got Natalie Taylor now with us, the captain of the Tall Ferns. Well, first of all, I guess after a bit of a disappointing performance on Sunday night, here you would have been feeling a lot better with how you performed tonight, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. It's still disappointing losing, but we, especially offensively, 41 points was never going to cut it against them. So being able to score 63 was good, but we needed to keep them to 60, around that 60-point margin. So defensively, we could have done a better job, but a bit happier with how we went offensively.
Yeah, just after half-time was the crucial moment. It felt like watching from the sidelines where the Australians got the momentum. And did it feel like that for you?
Yeah, third quarter is quite often an issue for teams, especially coming out of half-time, and especially if you're down. So we'd put a bit of a focus on coming out strong, and they definitely had the momentum and pushed them in front, a bit further in that margin.
So they go to the Rio Olympics, but you've still got a chance, I understand, with maybe a repechage tournament next year. So there's still something for you to play for next year in the hope of getting to Rio.
Yeah, hopefully. I think 12 teams go to the repechage and maybe 4 make it through. So it's really important for us in basketball in New Zealand to have an opportunity to go there. I mean, we have to compete against number 2 in the world every time to get to a world event. So it's not an easy challenge. It's not an excuse. We always go out to win, but hopefully we get a second chance next year.
Natalie, and just finally, a word on the newer players in the team. I mean, we only saw Boagni a bit tonight, but Purcell, Palvas coming on. There's some exciting talent coming through, isn't there?
Definitely. Kalani's 20 years old, Shavana's 23, Tessa's 18, maybe 19. We have so much young talent in our team, and it's extremely exciting for us. It's good that here in New Zealand they were able to see that. All of those girls are playing overseas. There's a lot of good things ahead for the Tall Ferns, so hopefully we can continue to build on our program.
Good on you, Natalie. Hey, look, hard luck on the result tonight. Well done on the performance. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Natalie Taylor there, the captain of the New Zealand team. Stand by, we've got more coming up in just a moment here from Tauranga, including the presentation here at the FIBA Oceania Championships. Goes. Yes, welcome back to Tauranga. This is the ASB Arena, and we've seen Australia win the Oceania Championship. This is the Lorraine Landon Trophy, about to be handed to Australia after an 80-63 win here in Game 2 of the series. Standing by for the presentation.
Gold and silver medal presentations. Before we start, I'd like to introduce our medal presenters. We have the President of FIBA, Horatio Muratori, the President of FIBA Oceania, Burton Shipley, and Basketball New Zealand Chairperson, Dr. Karen Putasi. Now for the women's medal winners, please welcome the president of FIBA, Horatio Muratori, who will now present the women's medals. Congratulations to the silver medalists, New Zealand. When I call your name, please come forward. Number 9, Stella Beck. Number 6, Tessa Boagni. Apologies for that pronunciation. Number 1, Jessica Bygate. Number 2, Michaela Cox. Number 15, Megan Craig. Number 12, Panina Davidson. Number 11 is Samara Gallagher. Number 7, Jordan Hunter. Number 14, Shavana Palvast. Number 4, Kailani Purcell. Number 8, Natalie Taylor. Number 10, Lisa Warbutton. Coach Kennedy Kiriyama. And assistant coach Aiko and Chris Lucas. And congratulations to the manager too, Gail McLaughlin. And physio Harriet Cow.
So New Zealand getting their medals for finishing runners-up in the series. And despite losing to Australia again, we must acknowledge Australia are a superpower in women's basketball, ranked number 2 in the world. And there are several New Zealand players who, particularly the younger ones like Purcell, Palvast, involved in her first series. Purcell, only 20 years old, only been in the team the last 2 years. These are players with very bright futures.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the silver medalist of the 2015 FIBA Oceania Championship, the New Zealand Ferns.
Tough for New Zealand to try and get through world number 2 each time they play to get through the Olympic Games or World Championships, but that's the reality of it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to congratulate the gold medalists of the 2015 FIBA Oceania Championship, the Australian Opals.
Yes, the Opals.
Can I please ask Susie Bakovic to come forward to receive the Landon plate?
In fact, Susie Bakovic and Laura Hodges are going to come forward to receive the Lorraine Landon trophy. And Lorraine Landon, an Australian who is a long-serving administrator in the game and has had this trophy named after her.
Can I now ask the players to come forward as I call your name?
What a whale of a game from Laura Hodges, 22
Number
points.
4, Kelly Wilson. Number 5, Tessa Levy. Number 6, Tess Medjin. Number 7 is Stephanie Talbot. Number 8, Susie Bakovic. Number 9, Natalie Burton. Number 10, Rachel Jerry. Number 11, Laura Hodges. Number 12, Belinda Snell. Number 13, Katie Ray Ebsbury. Number 14, Alice Kunik. And number 15, Sarah Blakars. I'd also like to welcome Coach Brendan Joyce and assistant coaches Damien Cotter, Scott Butler, and Laurie Jane.
Yeah, interesting to hear Laura Hodges saying that post-match interview. The Opal squad is 34 strong and only 12 can go to the Olympic Games, and there is going to be some disappointed players who don't make the team next year. A lot of players, remember, not available for the series, all playing WNBA. 7 players in America at the moment playing WNBA from Australia. Another 3 not available or injured as well, so that's 10. That is the quality of player that Brendan Joyce, the head coach, has at his disposal for next year. So 61-41 on Sunday night in Melbourne, 80-63 here in Tauranga. Laura Hodges, Susie Bakovic, Imagine, Jerry.
Round of applause for our
Got way more than 2 points tonight,
Australian
Rachel Jerry.
Opals.
And hats off too to Michaela Cox as well.
And right now,
21 points to Michaela Cox, a wonderful
Susie
performance from
Bakovic
her.
to go forward and receive the Landon plate on behalf of the Australian Opals.
Now, Laura Hodges is going to accept the trophy, the Lorraine Landon Trophy. He gets the trophy from Burton Shipley, a long-standing figure in basketball here in New Zealand, husband of former Prime Minister Jenny Shipley.
The Australian Opal.
There they are, the Australian Opals, the winners of the Lorraine Landon Trophy.
And the events for this evening. Thank you for supporting basketball in New Zealand. Just a reminder that tomorrow
And
night,
apt that Laura Hodges, standout player of the game, has the trophy in her hands. 31-year-old is hoping to become a 4-time Olympian in Rio next year if she makes the squad. That is some achievement. Not many players or athletes in any sport have gone to 4 Olympic Games. And Hodges hoping to be a new member of what is a fairly rare club. So that concludes our coverage here from Tauranga, but tomorrow it's going to be all on in Wellington. Not only is the under-17 match on tomorrow afternoon from 4:30 between New Zealand and Australia, 4:30 on Sky Sport 4. That is going to be the champion battle, the championship match in the under-17s. At 7:30. In the second match of the doubleheader, it's, of course, the Tall Blacks versus the Boomers. 7:30 in Wellington tomorrow night. New Zealand trying to overhaul a 12-point deficit from Game 1 in Melbourne. And we're looking forward to bringing you live coverage tomorrow night of that match from Wellington, the Queen's Wharf Event Centre, New Zealand versus Australia. So there is the final score of the Opals Tall Ferns match, 80-63 on behalf of the team. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage here from Tauranga. We'll catch you tomorrow night for more basketball.